I'm recording my homily for Tuesday of Holy Week. Today's April 7th. I don't really have a reflection on the readings per se, and part of it's just because I've been reading this book, and this book that I've been reading is a true story, so it's kind of like an autobiography. It's a story about this family in the Netherlands, in Holland, that during World War II decided to take in Jewish refugees, people who were trying to hide from the Nazis so that they wouldn't get sent to the extermination camps, right? And so they developed this whole system of hiding Jewish people in their little town in Holland. Really fascinating story, but eventually they get caught, and so in the family you have the father and then his two daughters, they're adults, and then their brother. They all kind of get caught in this as being part of this network of people who are trying to help the Jewish people. Well, while they're in prison, there's this one little story that I wanted to share today. So this is, for me, just a beautiful, powerful lesson of gratitude. So as we're going through our own struggles today, I think one of the things when we want to start complaining or we want to start getting frustrated with things, it's usually because we're forgetting just how blessed we really are. So there was this moment where these two sisters were in this concentration camp for women, and one of the sisters was saying, there's just nothing to be grateful for. How can I be grateful for anything? Well, the other sister, who's very holy, she said, well, we're together, aren't we? She said, yes, I'm grateful for that. That is a beautiful thing. And then she said, and we have our little Bible. We snuck in our little Bible. Are you grateful for that? She says, yes, you're right. I'm grateful for that. And then she said, and grateful all for the fleas, right? The fleas, the little fleas that come and bite you. She says, we're grateful for them, right? And she's like, no, that's too far. I'm not grateful for these fleas. These fleas are super annoying. Well, a couple weeks later, they discover why in certain places in the camp, the patrol, the guards, would never go into those buildings. And so what it did was it gave them the opportunity to actually have these little church services. It gave them the opportunity to have time where they could talk to people about faith, because the guards would never go in those buildings. And they never understood why until they realized the guards were afraid of the fleas. The guards didn't want to get fleas, so they wouldn't go into those buildings. So later, when the sisters realized that, they're like, yes, we are grateful for the fleas. The fleas have protected us from the guards. And so to me, it was just a beautiful little example of gratitude. How can we be grateful for the things that from our own humanness, they seem negative, they seem bad. But then if you look at it in a deeper way or in a more spiritual way, you realize even the fleas can do God's will, right? Okay, so maybe you could be thinking about a couple things during this Holy Week, some things that you're truly grateful for, and even some of the negative things, surrendering them to God and saying, okay, God, how are you using this to bless me, to give your grace upon me and on this world? Okay? All right. Just one or two thoughts on that. You know, the whole coronavirus, right? It's horrible, but what are some ways that we're being called during Holy Week to go deeper in our faith and perhaps to see the little things that we have that we're forgetting to be grateful for in the midst of this trial, these difficulties, right? Okay. All right. God bless you.